I want to do a little thing on Montague fender installation. Some of the Montague bikes come with fenders, some don't. Usually the road bikes either come with them or they're available as an option. Either way it goes, it's relatively standard stuff. But for some reason, the fender bases usually do not come installed on the bikes. And it's a quick detached fender system because the way these things are set up, you want to be able to remove the fender when you remove the wheel of the bike. So it's like a little fork thing, little cam lever type of deal here. And they'll give you a little bag of bolts and stuff to put these on, and for the most part you don't use these. Okay, it's because it's a standard kit, and I greatly prefer to use the little double-ended bolt type system that already comes on these. It's a 5mm, which is what you're going to find in a lot of other parts on the Montague bike is 5mm stuff. So you would use a 5mm Allen wrench, undo this. I run it up to its highest setting, just undo the brake caliper. Usually there's multiple washers on here. I remove one just in case there's any length issues, but not the one with the little teeth in it. And then we put the little fender mount on, kind of thread it up sideways through here, and I put the old nut back in. Don't try to use new ones that come with that kit. That kit's kind of standardized for other stuff in the bike industry. And what comes on these Montague bikes is higher grade stuff. There's been some changes on the Boston 8s, made in Vietnam on the frame. That's a new thing. A lot of times the frames have been made on contract in Taiwan, and parts are going to be made all over on these things. So yeah, interestingly enough, they're doing some welding work in Vietnam. This is the newest of the Boston 8s, and I'm going to do a separate video review on it. But in installing these fender bases, you're also going to notice that on this, the whole brake caliper is basically to the rear of the mounting point. So this one uses the shorter of the fender mounting points. The front one uses the longer because it has to reach under the fork, right? That may not be entirely clear in the instructions. The instructions were kind of written, they're a little bit generic. That's why I'm making this video. If somebody buys one of these bikes mail order and the instructions may not be entirely clear, that's instruction by purchase. Yeah, it may not be as easy to understand, but basically the shorter of the two goes on the rear. We have that little nut thing that we have to insert from the rear. So when I work with tools on these things, I really like to use these polymer bodied composite molded wrenches because they're less likely to scratch this stuff. If it bumps into it, it's less likely to scratch it. And of course on Boston 8, we don't make any adjustments here. This is all done at the factory, but I'm going to show some other adjustments and some other issues that are unique to the transmission hub system. We're going to get this together here. I'll tighten this down, and basically you get a long fender and a short fender, kind of your option on which one goes where. I personally will go long fender on the rear, short fender on the front. But it's optional too. Some people find these things so irritating they don't put them on the bike. But it's just a little quick detach cartridge type thing. Pretty generic, pretty adjustable. You can kind of bend the metal to tweak it, but on the little slot adjustment, you kind of want it up and away from the wheel. Make sure things are tight and you'll be happy.